This new monster, Mechagodzilla, was very popular, so Tomoyuki Tanaka decided that a sequel was in order. Ishiro Honda would direct this movie, making his first Godzilla movie since All Monsters Attack in 1969. This would be Honda's last Godzilla movie. Another familiar face would be brought back to do the music for this movie. Akira Ifukube would be making his first Godzilla score since 1972. The Mechagodzilla suit would be making his third appearance in a Godzilla movie, although this time they modified it even further to make Godzilla look even angrier than before. I like this style of Godzilla because he's still a good guy, but he's more of a vigilante. Anyway, this is my entry on the last Godzilla movie of the Showa era. Let's dive into my review of 1975's Terror of Mechagodzilla. The movie begins with a reprise of the last, stating everything that happened in the prior movie. Personally, I felt that this part went on for way too long, but the Akira Ifukube music definitely helped. We then see a submarine searching for Mechagodzilla's remains, but they get attacked by some sort of strange dinosaur in the process. We are then also introduced to a mysterious lady watching the submarine, and she will be important to the story later. After the submarine sinks, what appears to be the government has some sort of meeting on how it could have sank, but they soon find out that it was caused by a giant dinosaur named Titanosaurus. Titanosaurus is a colorful dinosaur, not a monster, that can create giant windstorms by moving its tail back and forth. It also has a very distinct roar, somewhat sounding like an elephant's. His roar has always sort of been stuck in my head and is what usually comes to mind when I hear the phrase Godzilla roar. Well, it turns out that the Black Hole Planet 3 aliens are back, and they plan to use Mechagodzilla to destroy Tokyo and then conquer Earth. Wow, how original. But I guess they learned from last time that Mechagodzilla can't defeat Godzilla on his own, so they plan to use Titanosaurus to finish the job. Our main characters go into a strange house looking for Dr. Mifune, the creator of Titanosaurus, but instead they bump into Katsura. Remember her? She was the lady watching the submarine from the beach. But Katsura is hiding something because Dr. Mifune plans to use Titanosaurus to attack Tokyo, planning to get revenge on all those people who didn't believe he could control Titanosaurus 15 years ago. That might be the stupidest thing about Dr. Mifune's character. Why get mad at the entire human civilization when just a couple people didn't believe one of your theories? The Black Hole Planet 3 aliens are repairing Mechagodzilla, and he's almost ready to do his attack on Tokyo. But like I mentioned before, the aliens know that Mechagodzilla can't defeat the King of the Monsters by themselves, so they ask for the help of Dr. Mifune's Titanosaurus. There's some boring romance parts which I didn't really care for between one of our main characters and Katsura, which, as usual, I'm sure is just to boost the runtime. Without the permission of the Black Hole Planet 3 aliens, Dr. Mifune sends Titanosaurus to go attack Tokyo. One of the aliens goes to tell his leader about this, but the leader of the aliens says that he already knows. Well, of course he already knows. Maybe that's why he's been watching the entire thing unfold on the overhead screen. Come on, man. More than 54 minutes into the movie and Godzilla truly appears for the first time, and it is probably his best introduction scene to date. Godzilla and Titanosaurus begin to battle, and the camera angles are very creative, so I like that. But the battle is cut short with Katsura getting shot, then falling into the ocean, and then this shot. Katsura is then repaired to be even more robotic. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention that she's a cyborg. Very hard to keep up with this movie. Our main characters are then captured by the aliens and are prisoners for a while before they escape. But when they do escape, Mechagodzilla has already joined Titanosaurus in attacking Tokyo. Since the budget for this movie was pretty restricted, the cameramen tried to get as many angles out of the same shot as possible to save money. After this oblivious attempt at a matted shot, Godzilla attempts to save two little boys from being crushed by Titanosaurus. But I don't know how convincing this scene really is, because by the time Godzilla gets there, Titanosaurus' foot is already down, so we can assume that he's too late. Godzilla is struggling to stand his ground when Titanosaurus starts to produce one of his giant windstorms, and he even gets knocked over when Mechagodzilla shoots a space beam at him. Titanosaurus then turns the gravity button off and kicks Godzilla an unreasonably long length. The King of the Monsters then gets pushed through a building by Titanosaurus. I'm starting to wonder how this is a fair match. Godzilla and Titanosaurus continue to duke it out, but then Titanosaurus, no I'm not kidding, begins to kiss Godzilla. Mechagodzilla is tired of this garbage and then shoots Godzilla with one of his rotational finger missiles. Let's all wave goodbye to physics. Mechagodzilla and Titanosaurus then attempt to bury Godzilla alive, which sort of reminded me of the ending of Godzilla Raids Again, where they bury Godzilla in ice. The human characters finally decide to help the Big G, shooting some sort of missile at Titanosaurus that can cause him immense pain. And right when Mechagodzilla is about to shoot another one of his rotational finger missiles at the human characters, Godzilla returns back from the dead. Mechagodzilla wastes little time and quickly begins to attack Godzilla again, and oh my god, the pyrotechnics in this scene. Honestly, I feel really bad for the Godzilla suit actor. In fact, I'm almost positive that the suit caught fire at one point. But Godzilla just keeps marching forward, and he eventually reaches Mechagodzilla, and when he does, he starts to beat him up like never before. But when the aliens were repairing Katsura, they put Mechagodzilla's controls inside of her, so the only way to get rid of Mechagodzilla is by killing Katsura. After Dr. Mifune's death, Katsura takes the bold move of terminating herself so that Godzilla can defeat his robotic duplicate. After this, Godzilla easily defeats Mechagodzilla and Titanosaurus. The aliens quickly take notice of this and attempt to escape in their UFOs, but their plan is cut short by Godzilla.
So you get nothing! You lose! Good day, sir!
Terror of Mechagodzilla was released on March 15, 1975 and was a smash hit with audiences, earning even more money than Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. Just kidding, the movie wasn't a big success and in my opinion is probably the most underrated Godzilla movie of all time, but not in the bad way. My thoughts on this movie are mixed. I don't like the whole alien part of it, but otherwise it's a very entertaining Godzilla movie. But anyway, Tomoyuki Tanaka decided to put the Godzilla franchise on hold, and soon enough fans started to demand another one. And although countless Godzilla stories were submitted through the late 70s and early 80s, including one with Godzilla washing up on the beach with, yes, diabetes, we would eventually get a whole new era of Godzilla movies. Next up is my review on 1984's The Return of Godzilla, the first entry of the Heisei era.